Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. So guys, in this video we will have our discussion on the Libra Ascendant Paradox. So guys, you got it right because a lot of the Libra Lagna natives are my returning clients, and obviously because of the prominence of the Aries in my case, with Libra there is always that platonic or spiritual attraction or connection, and they are very likable as well beyond any doubt. So guys, a lot of the people have been asking me this question because I recently uploaded a short or a reel that what could be the best or the worst placement of the 8th house lord. And over there when I mentioned that 8th lord being in the first house might bring a lot of the problems in your life, so many Libra Lagna natives have been asking that question in the comment section that hey, what if Venus is the 8th lord as well. So I thought there are like a lot of the doubts and uncertainties around this area, so we can have our standalone discussion on this. So this is a paradox which the Aries and the Libra Lagna natives face the most, because again guys, imagine sharing a part of you. Imagine sharing a part of your existence with the scary 8th house, because for the Aries and the Libra, they have got a rulership over the, apart from being ascendant, the 8th house as well. So there are like certain doubts and in which way the karmic implication can impact you. In this video we will have our elaborative discussion on that. But guys, to begin with, to the best of my knowledge and what I have learned from my teachers, Aries and Libra, they don't get the dosha of the ownership of the rulership of their 8th house. See, you have to understand astrology in this way that, for example, even when we talk about the Gemini Lagna natives, even they have got a rulership over, like Saturn has got a rulership over their 8th house. But even after that, Saturn is considered as a good planet for them. Why? Because along with the 8th house, Saturn also has got a rulership of the 9th house as well. The Mool Trikona sign falls over there. Many scholars also believe this thing, and they say this thing that even the natural luminaries, Sun and Moon, never get the dosha of the 8th house rulership, which generally happens in the case of the Capricorn Lagna, where 8th house carries the Leo energy, the Sun energy, and the Sagittarius Lagna, where Moon carries the 8th house energy, because the Cancer sign falls over there. Now guys, when we talk about that, how it impacts the life of a Libra Lagna, or what could be the the special things which they have to deal with, so we will talk about that. First of all, let's just talk about some of the defining qualities of the Libra Lagna, because only when you know their strength, then understanding the karmic implication will become very easy. So Libra Lagna natives, beyond any doubt, they are the true diplomat. They are very tasteful. They have got very good sense of fashion, aesthetics, for the beautiful things, appreciation for the beautiful things, and the most important thing about them is that they are very likable. Guys, I did a research where I found that in majority of the charts of the global leader, you will see the prominence of the Libra, and there is a proper backing for that, reasoning for that, because when we talk about having a hold and command over the public, you need the support of the Cancer energy. In their case, the Cancer energy falls in itself in the 10th house, and having a administrative power, authority, control over the public. So the 4th house carries the Capricorn energy, and the Libra in itself, the way I mentioned, if you have to be in a public sphere, in a public role, you need to be liked by the masses, and the Libra energy does it part because of being rising right over there in the 1st house. But yes, that comes with a say, that comes with kind of a karmic implication, the way I mentioned, because the Libra also share a part of their existence with the 8th house, where all the ancestral wealth resides. And in this 2nd house, the original house of the family ancestral wealth, you will see the secretive, mysterious energy of the Scorpio. I couldn't tell you how many charts of the Libra I have studied where they have been screwed by their siblings or someone in their family for the ancestral wealth. Like someone tries to usurp or illegally take over their share of the wealth in the family. But again, the good part about the Libra Lagna native is that, because see, Saturn is an important planet for them. Saturn represents the far-sighted vision, long-term planning, and to an extent even forgiving nature as well. So because Saturn has got a rulership over their 4th house and the 5th house, so that in itself tells about that their mind function in this way, that how to keep the family together. We always say that if Saturn is influencing your 7th house, it might give you delayed marriage, it might give you a slightly mature partner, but once you will get married, you will retain that. So that is the mindset with which they work, that even if they have been screwed in the family, ancestral wealth and all, they will still try to keep the relation together. So these are some of the defining qualities of the Libra. Now when we talk about that, how it happens in the case of the Libra or the Aries, and for this discussion we are focusing on the Libra, that how their life goes through when you share a part of your existence apart from the 1st house with the 8th house. So guys, look at it in this way, that the regenerative force or the immunity or power to fight back, bounce back, tend to remain very strong for the Libra Lagna natives. Second things, the knowledge, attraction towards occult, secrets, mysterious things, sadhana comes very natural to them beyond any doubt. If they will see someone who is like kind of a yogi, or someone who has got that spiritual aura, ojas in their face, in their aura, they will be automatically drawn towards that person. Like the way I mentioned, their life in itself goes through lot of transformation. They have got that potential and capacity to gain through the inheritance, insurance money and passive income and all. Like you made some investment long time back and it grew up and gave you a lot of the good returns at the right time. That could be the Libra case. Now along with that guys, the paradox which the Libra Lagna natives face, that generally comes in this way, that relationship plays a very pivotal role in their transformation. Pleasure and pain generally comes intertwined, and generally in the pursuit of beauty they go through a lot of the, this could be the destruction and the rebirth as well. So and again guys, see here we are talking about a Lagna which is not as forceful as which could be the domain of the planet Mars. When we will talk about the Aries Lagna paradox, over there that is going to be the same, but over here with the Libra, beauty, luxury plays a very important role. Relationship plays a very important role. So this could be a case that when you were in the major crossroad of your life, when you transitioned from one dasha to another dasha, when Jupiter was like transiting your important houses, that means you are supposed to meet someone who is going to serve a purpose in your life, who is going to shape up your destiny. So that might happen because of some relationship as well. So that is what I'm trying to emphasize over there, that relationship plays a very significant role, and all the attributes of the 8th house, never ever get intimidated by that, never ever get scared by that, because that is what your natural forte. The way I say that, for me both of my hands are important, so and both of my hands have got natural inclination, talents and all. So same is the way in your case, as much as important is the 1st house, 8th house belongs to you, it naturally is yours. Now guys, when we talk about that, this dual combo of the 1st house and the 8th house, and carrying its energy, your ascendant lord, your 8th lord Venus, when it goes in the different houses, how it can impact your life. So let's say for example, if your Venus is going to be placed right over there in the 1st house. So generally we have seen that with this placement, your charm, elegance, allure is going to be very strong in your personality. But the concern with the Libra Lagna native is that the more beautiful or more attractive a Libra native is going to be, this person will attract a lot of the enmity from the people around him or her, or a lot of the jealousy around him or her. Like there could be the case of the suspicion, like this could be a case that you might be very loyal to your partner, but just because everyone is interested in you, everyone wants to ask you out, your partner is always insecure, because in their case, opposite to them is the impulsive energy of the planet Mars. So this is also happens that if your ascendant Lord Venus carrying the energy of the 8th house as well is going to be placed in the first house, charm, attraction, knowledge of occult, healing potential, all of that is going to be there. But at the same time, you will also attract the negative, insecure energy of the jealousy from people around you as well, which will make your partner insecure. Now let's say, for example, if this Venus of yours is placed in the second house. So guys, second house placement of the Venus is generally seen as good. There is going to be a possibility, because now Venus also has got a rulership of the 8th house, and the original Kal Purush energy of the original Kundali's astrological charts, 8th house energy Scorpio, and it is there in the second house. So working as an insurance agent, working in the revenue department, like all those people who deal with the inheritance and the wills, your income, your finances, or your profession might be connected to that, to occult, to research, to mystery. So you might be involved in all these kind of fields as well. And along with that, guys, with this kind of placement, the family tend to remain and the natives family generally have some dark history. Or this could be a case that your father was working as a cop, your father, someone in your family was very reputed as a criminal lawyer and all, but your family might have some dark secrets and history. There is a strong possibility of that. Now guys, if Venus is going to be placed in the third house, so guys, this is generally considered as especially the benefic planets like Venus, Mercury, Moon, slightly Jupiter, because Jupiter get that Marnakaraka Avastha with the third house, but the benefic planets are considered as good in the third house because they make you likable and you have got good connection, you have a good social life, and in the modern age all the influences, creators are seen from the third house. So I mean to say, this actually makes you very like your life, your communication goes through a lot of the transformation. With the age and with the passage of the time, maturity comes in your self-expression, in your communication. And this could be a case because ascendant, wherever Venus is going, it's not only the first lord going, it's the 8th lord which is also going. So you might get attached to your neighbors, to your friends, and suddenly some transformation happen, and now you have to again find a new circle of friends to blend in. So that generally happens a lot. If Venus is going to be placed in your 4th house, so guys, this is generally considered as a good placement because no matter how tumultuous the 8th house energy could be, but Capricorn and the 4th house has got that potential and power to stabilize it. So 8th house energy can be stabilized by the Capricorn or by the 4th house energy. So guys, this generally tells about lot of the comfort, lot of the conveniences. With this kind of placement, the wealth potential tend to remain very peak, where the wealth can suddenly, life can transform and you can suddenly be introduced to a pool of money or a big wealth making opportunities and all. This can happen with this, and we know that certain fields like you might get a realtor license and start making good buck, or you become a politician, a socialite, and then suddenly because of your connections you're making a good money. So this is one such kind of placement where the 8th house ownership also benefit you in terms of the wealth potential, passive income potential, sudden turnaround of the things. Guys, when we talk about that, if Venus is going to be placed in the 5th house, so guys, the ascendant lord goes to the 5th house. That means it will make you a very doting parent. You will be very concerned for the well-being of your children. You will be romantic at heart. But with this kind of placement, because the 8th house energy is also going over here. So again guys, when we talk about like sadhana, especially people who become the Lord Krishna devotee, it's a very good placement for that. You are born romantic. See, love is something you don't find it outside. It is a natural ingredient of you. This person is going to be very deep, very spiritual, very philosophical, very romantic, very loving. But the concern is that 8th house will do its part. So in the matters of the love and romance, initially life gives, this could be some breakup, or this could be some heart jolting moments or experience in the matters of love, like a very severe breakup which completely changed or transformed your outlook, approach towards the love. So that can happen. So in the matters of the love and the romance, some severe breakup can happen which will change your philosophy. But again, the fault will not reside with you. It will happen that life wants to give you a lesson. If your ascendant lord is going to be placed, and the 8th lord Venus is going to be placed in the 6th house. So guys, with this kind of placement, Venus is exalted. So that means, and the 8th lord is kind of making a Viparit Raj Yoga as well. So in the service sector, you could be very good in that, and you will win over, you will gain from your enemies, and you will not win or gain over your enemies with a sword or with a gun in your hand, with a smile in your face. Your likable personality, tasteful personality will automatically make even your competitors praise you. That is the kind of potential you will have. If your ascendant lord and the 8th lord is going to placed in the 7th house, again guys, it's not a very slight, not a very supportive energy. Now listen to me, wherever the ascendant lord goes, it means your whole focus energy is over there. It means you want a partner, you want a very sustainable, very loving, a perfect marriage. This is what you want. But the 8th house lord is also going to be doing its part, and 8th lord is 12th from it. So that means, and the Aries is a very impulsive kind of energy. So a lot of the karmic implication, the way I mentioned, relationship transform you. This will happen over here. Ascendant lord being placed in the 8th house, like 8th house is very strong. This is the most powerful placement. Now again guys, it all comes down to which capacity you are using it. The occult potential is going to be at its peak, and again, you do not have to get it, you already have it. You just have to go within. You don't need a guru outside. You need to listen to the guru whispering or beating inside of you. That will become very important. Charm, attraction, elegance, and again guys, over here this is a kind of attraction where the sexual energy will also come into picture, which will be at its peak. Now again, for that we have to also give attention to what is the moon's placement. Like with this, if moon is going to be conjunct with Rahu in the 12th house, then it can actually, the sensuality will be at its peak. But one thing is for sure, that potential of inheritance, income from insurance, career in revenue, insurance, occult, mystery, spirituality, tantra, becoming a tantric, and genuine one, legitimate one. So all that potential is going to be at its peak. Again guys, we say that Venus is connected with Shukracharya, someone who had the power of the Sanjeevani to bring the dead back to the life. That is the kind of power which you're going to have. Your aura energy is going to be so strong. Generally we say that if Sun or Jupiter is there in the 8th house, no one will die in front of you. So death will be delayed, or you will not be present over there. So almost the same potential with this Venus being there in the 8th house. Now guys, if Venus is going to be placed in the 9th house, so the ascendant and the 8th house energy is going there in the 9th house. Very deep learning potential, like someone who's going to be very philosophical, someone who's going to be very religious, and someone who can understand things in black and white. Again guys, when we talk about the dharma, so for me, I have been doing the worship, I have been worshipping Shiva ever since I'm born. Even when I was like 4-year-old, 5-year-old, it was a part of my DNA that I need to keep this Monday fasting, I need to go to the Shivlinga. It was an automatic, natural attraction. It might be the sanskara of the past life. But now, because I've seen the power in it, I've seen that, you know, I'm not able to find a word, that what happens when you do the worship, like how the energy manifests. Okay, I'm not that awakened and siddh that I have the darshan of the gods, but I know how the energy works. This could be because I'm an astrologer, I do consultation, I see people's lives transformed every day, and that's what I do. I'm very religious, spiritual person. But the beauty of the ascendant and the 8th house being in the 9th house, you can see it through, that how the worship changes someone's life, how it impacts, how it benefits you. So it's not like going to be that you're just a person who blindly follows something. You can see things through. That's what I'm trying to tell. I hope I'm making sense. So yes, this is what will happen if you're ascendant and the 8th lord, because 8th lord is very mystical. 8th house is very mystical house. So all the life and the death and the state beyond that is in the 8th house, and that energy is there in your 9th house. And some sort of, like we say, that ancestral blessing can also be attained. If your ascendant lord and the 8th lord is going to be placed in the 10th house, again it can give you a public life, public career, hospitality, travel industry, career in that, very workaholic personality. But again, the life and the career will be filled with the controversy, scandal, allegation, where people are envious of your success. So but with this kind of placement, you could be a very top diplomat, you could be in the top CEO. It can give rise in the life for sure. Ascendant lord and the 8th lord in the 11th house, again guys, it's a very good placement, because it also tells about that the like any of the occult, the secretive, mystical forces will help you for your ascension. This could be a case that you do a lot of the austerity, you do a lot of the puja, worship, fasting, you know how to make use of the energy of the planet grahas through the gemstones, but somehow the mystical energy and the power will support you for the ascension, for the recognition and reputation in the society. Friends will also play a very significant role, but again the 8th house will also do its part. Transformation, competition, secretly competing with you, your friends secretly competing with you, they try to usurp what belongs to you, that will also do its part. It's not only the ascendant lord at work, 8th house is also at work. And if the ascendant lord and the 8th lord is there in the 12th house, so trying to discover and finding yourself in the foreign land, unusual circumstances, when you will give up, suddenly things will turn up. That is what the beauty when the Vibrit Raj Yoga happens, because of the 8th house and the 12th house making connection. And yes, very high spiritual potential, astral travel, psychic receptivity and awareness will happen with this kind of placement. So yes guys, you would have understood the point which I am trying to make, that Libra ascendant and Aries Lagna have got a edge, have got a blessing, that they share a part of their existence with the most mystical and secretive house of the chart. We say that the secret functioning of the world and the universe can only be attained, can only be gathered through the 8th house. Again, 12th house is the chosen one, where the door opens from the other side. But what you can do in this lifetime, that can only happen because of the 8th house. Otherwise, all the knowledge of the science, philosophy, history, becoming a scientist, you can do all of that. But still, you will not be able to understand the secret functioning of the universe, which comes from the 8th house. And that, because you are Libra, you share 8th house as a part of your existence, that comes natural to you. So yes guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. Once again, thanks a lot for watching this video, and for further more updates and notification on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Dhanyavad.